I don't know if you're like me, but I was a big fan of animated movies when I was a kid.
Oh my God. Like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
Yeah. But I noticed a shift in my early 20s when Disney and Pixar movies were just not exciting me anymore. I thought I had seen all that was good already with Lion King, Toy Story, Mulan, Shrek, etc. But there is something I've noticed. Whenever I do get the chance to watch a new animated film, I am almost always surprised at how good it is. I don't know why I haven't learned my lesson that new animated movies can be original and good, but maybe I like it better this way. It makes the revelation that a movie is good even greater. I still haven't seen Wall-E and Ratatouille despite hearing from almost everyone I know about how good they are. For example, I only watched Up because my social experience teacher just decided to play it instead of class. And wow, I was mind blown. Easily became one of my top 10 animated movies. Had it not been for my teacher that day, I probably would have watched Up a lot later in life, and what a shame that would have been. Well, anyways, I'm a creature of habit and cycles and not learning my lessons, and it happened again. It took a while for my boyfriend to convince me to watch this new animated movie that was getting great reviews called The Mitchells vs. the Machines. I think we watched the first 15 minutes before we played something else. Okay, now here's the thing. I thought I knew what this movie was gonna be all about, okay? And the references to YouTube videos felt a little cringy.
My dad kind of reminds me of that YouTube video of the screaming gibbon monkey.
And especially hearing that Numa Numa song remixed with Rihanna's Live Your Life. But maybe a month later, we gave it another go. And yeah, the same sentiments were there at the start. I thought the father watching the tapes of his daughter as a baby were a little cliche and cheesy. And yeah, just thought that I knew exactly how the film was gonna pan out. And I wasn't expecting much. But wow, did that change. There were moments I actually laughed out loud, which I almost never do when I watch something I find really funny. You know, like when someone sends you a funny meme or a TikTok and you write LMAO but your face actually looks like this. No. During this movie, I literally laughed out loud. And I ended up blubbering quite a bit throughout the last act of the film. I know I'm a little backwards with this review, so let me tell you about the synopsis now. So young Katie Mitchell embarks on a road trip with her proud parents, younger brother, and beloved dog to start her first year at film school. But their plans to bond as a family soon get interrupted when the world's electronic devices come to life to stage an uprising. The Mitchells must now come together to save one another and the planet from the new technological revolution. This movie has a lot of heart, which is made clear when at the end it's realized that the Mitchell family is based off of the director Mike Rianda's family. Specifically, Rick was modeled after his dad. This is what he had to say about it. We wanted the characters to feel real and specific. The aviator jacket is an actual jacket that my dad had when I was growing up. It sort of puts him in the past because it's a jacket from the 70s. Even though he's a little rough around the edges, he's illustrated with a lot of warmth. He's injected with the love you would have for your own dad, even though you are aware of his faults. And when talking about the character design, he praises the character designer Lindsay Oliveris, saying it's almost as if Kate is drawing the characters herself, and noted the characters were designed with love in mind. Aww. I want to take a moment here to discuss the themes, because when I thought about it for a second, I was like, this is genius. So we have the obvious theme of tradition versus modern. We have this in our face with the Mitchell family literally going up against the machines, but we can also clearly see it clashing with Rick Mitchell being the more outdoorsy traditional man who does not understand Katie's love of filmmaking, which symbolizes technology and modernism as a whole. He is literally against the machines. He is Rick Mitchell versus the machines. Spoiler alert. But at the end, we see that it is not actually a war with good versus bad, excluding her. It's about understanding. Rick and Katie reach an understanding about each other and are closer than ever. These two robots reach an understanding about themselves and humanity. And even Linda, the mom who gets jealous of her perfect neighbor's life in social media pages, reaches an understanding with her relationship with social media. I think it's something that a lot of us can relate to in this day and age, especially people around my age who grew up in the 90s with little to no technology and grew up with the evolution of technology. We have parents who are a lot like Rick and Linda, and sometimes it does feel like there's a big clash between generations and just ideas and beliefs, but I think when it comes to it, just communicating and understanding is, yeah, that's what it all is. It's a good lesson for us all. And not all technology is bad, it's just how you abuse it or how you use it. Also, you know what else I realized? I think I am Katie. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I, like Katie, thought I was the most misunderstood teenager on the planet. I also, like Katie, went to film school. And also, like Katie, I did embarrassing dance numbers with my father that are recorded. I think the reason why I found the beginning a little cringy with the remixed Numa Numa song and all that was because, like her at the time when it first came out, I liked it. And like her as an adult, it's pretty lame. But the movie put me through a very meta journey where we both embraced it in the end. So like I said, I too used to put on performances with my dad. Although I'm older than Katie, so my choice of song was American Pie, the sentiment remains. Anyone who's a little embarrassed of their past or wants to be closer to their parents or kids, this is gonna warm your whole damn robotic heart up. I give the storyline A+, characters A+, animation A. Damn, this movie embraces different and weird, and it goes so well, and I love it. And would I recommend? Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel for more content like this, more reviews, more video essays, anything to do with movies and TV shows. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks, I'll see you next time.
I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age.